see all of you out here on a Sunday, taking away from your time, your family time, to be here to learn a little bit about me and where I stand in my vision for where I want to take Montgomery County. So again, thank you for this, and thank you for being here. Thank you so much for opening up your home, Chris. I appreciate it. Your lovely newborn, your beautiful wife. It's reminiscent to me of when I moved here to Germantown, and it's just a beautiful thing to see, and it's exactly what you guys are going through in terms of being a young family and starting here, that I think is a synopsis of the message. And the message is that, you know, we have a fantastic county here in Montgomery County, and we've all moved here because we thought that we wanted to have a way of life that we've grown to love. And many of us who were born and raised here know exactly what I'm talking about, and those of you that moved here know exactly what I'm talking about as well, because that's the reason why you decided to make Montgomery County your home. But we're at a defining moment right now. And the defining moment is that we have an opportunity to continue to move Montgomery County forward and make sure that we continue to deliver on the promises that we've given to people. The promises of having a quality education for all of our children and making sure that they're able to be successful at whatever they want to do, whether it's being a doctor or a lawyer, a politician, or a plumber. Doesn't matter, but we want to make sure that they all have access to be able to do whatever it is they want to do and do it well. The other thing is that we want to make sure that we're delivering on core services and making sure that we're protecting the most vulnerable and needy. I mean, we all know that a lot of us have very successful jobs and great careers, but we know that not everyone is so fortunate. And we know that that's why we have those core principles and believing that we try and extend our hand to help people that are less fortunate than us. And we need to make sure that those services are still there for those folks so that we can help themselves pull them up out of the bootstraps, and so that they can be successful as well. And of course, we need to make sure that we're protecting our families. We need to make sure that we've got public safety. We need to make sure that we've got an environment that allows not just for prosecution, but also for giving people gateways. You know, the reality is that we as government have a responsibility to be able to protect people not only from just other people, but also from themselves, by giving them opportunities, by giving them the idea that they can be successful, that they can be productive members of our society and don't have to resort to challenges, that they don't have to resort to crime. And so these are the core things that I think we need to focus on at a time when our economy is weak, at a time where we are struggling, where our businesses are struggling, both large and small, where I don't think we've done a great job when it comes to supporting our small businesses and encouraging them to grow and sustain in difficult times. You know, and that's part of the delivery that I think that we need to make sure that we hold our end of the bargain. You know, there are a lot of people, including homeowners, that have moved into areas, and we've promised a lot, but we haven't necessarily delivered, and that's wrong. When we make a promise, we should make sure that we uphold it. We talk about Clarksburg, and we're talking about right here, and that's why I love to equate it to this. You know, we've got a development district, and we're talking about taxing residents to deliver on services that were supposed to, and infrastructure that was supposed to be here when you moved here. That was the promise. That's what we told you would be here. That's what developers said you would get. That you'd have a library and a grocery store, and you wouldn't have to go someplace else to shop. That's not right that we're not delivering on those promises. And we've got to make sure that we do that. And we've got to make sure that we have people that are in office that are going to stand up for you and say, you know what, it's not right, and we're not going to accept it. We're not going to just say that, well, it's what's done is done, and we can't do anything now, it's too late. That's not acceptable. It's the reason why I decided to run for office, because I see a lot of things out there that aren't acceptable. And I want to fight for you to make sure that you have representation, that you have what you were promised, because that's what government truly is all about. So I wanted to, again, I didn't want to talk for too long. I just wanted you guys to understand that I have your best interests at heart. I want to make sure that you're represented in Montgomery County, in Rockville. I've done it for 4 years as I've served in Annapolis, and I think that I've done some great things. But I really want to make sure that we build on this. The Montgomery County Council is where the rubber hits the road. That's where it affects your life more than anywhere else. When you look at the branches of government, your local government makes a difference in what happens in your life on a daily basis. And I want to make sure that I'm there to represent you. to make sure that your best interests are heeded. And you know, for me, this is a long journey that started in 2005 when I decided to leave Marriott International and campaign. And everybody said, you know what, this is a difficult task for you. You're not in office right now. Nobody really knows who you are. And I said, you know what, but I think that people will understand that I'm out there to represent them. And they did. And many of you that were here voted for me, and even those of you that might not have, I can tell you right now, I will continue to deliver on that promise of representing you if you guys vote for me on September 14th to be your next county council member representing District 2. So again, thank you so much for coming out. And I would, if you have questions at this point, I'd love to hear from you. But again, thank you so much for being here today.